Hi everyone, today we are going to work on a fabric tumbler. This video will be made in a few different parts since we'll be using Mod Podge. I'm starting with a 30-ounce prep tumbler, meaning I sand the tumbler really well, the stainless steel, wash with Dawn dish soap, let dry, and then I spray paint it to whatever color you would like. Next, find a piece of fabric. I like to use cotton lyrica, also known as spandex, since it has a nice four-way stretch. And I purchase all of my fabrics from Pixie Dust Fabric. She also has a website and a Facebook group, so if you guys want to check her out. She has amazing custom prints, and this is one of them for Halloween. So we're gonna work on this one today. The first part of this video is just basically using Mod Podge to apply the fabric and then putting multiple coats of Mod Podge on top of the fabric to get a nice good seal and get it ready for trimming and epoxy. But right now, you're gonna take your tumbler with your Mod Podge. So I like to pick a focal point, like what character or what image I would like on like the center of my cup. And then I work from there. So with this one, I really liked the poison apple, the jersey shirts, and the backpacks. So I'm gonna make this part mainly my middle. So let me go ahead and put more Mod Podge. Now I'm just gonna lay my cup down. We'll probably need a lot more Mod Podge to get it to stick, but I wanna move it down a little. So now I'll just put more Mod Podge. You don't want any wrinkles, so smooth that down. Over here. Now just pull your fabric back and just keep adding lots and lots of Mod Podge. You want your fabric to really stick to your tumbler. Flip it back over, press down, try to get all the creases out. So you guys can see the fabric. This is gonna be my center, right? And we're gonna start working on this side to glue down more. Now flip that fabric back over. And where you just put the Mod Podge, press the fabric onto it. It's all right if the Mod Podge is coming through the fabric because you want it to stick really well. And just keep going around the tumbler. Now, since I wanted the poison apple to be like the center, we can start gluing more on this side. Okay. And then just work down any wrinkles. But this type of fabric, the material, melts really nice onto the cup. With the curds, you don't even have to use a skinny tumbler or a straight tumbler. It really molds nicely to all the curves on any style tumbler. All right, we're gonna glue some on this side now. Press that down. Okay, now we're almost at the back, since I want this to be the center. We have a little bit more gluing on both sides here. A little bit more here. It's okay if you get it on top of the fabric while you're doing this, because we're going to be putting at least a minimum of 5 coats of Mod Podge on top of the fabric before we even trim it. Okay, let's see. Are we at the center? All right, perfect. I have my fabric on the cup now using Mod Podge. It's on really well. I'm just making sure there's no wrinkles or any globs of Mod Podge I didn't push out. Just get a little bit more on the top here to get it to stick a little bit better. And this is the fun part. In order to get a really good seal and not get wet spots on top of the fabric when you apply your epoxy, you want at least 5 dried coats of Mod Podge on top of this. Be very generous and coat the whole entire fabric with Mod Podge. Remember, be very generous because it does dry clear, but also you don't want to let that dry. Brush it all the way out. So be very generous with the Mod Podge and go around the entire tumbler. Top to bottom. And you want to be very generous to even the fabric that you're going to be trimming off. You want that fabric pretty stiff, so when you're ready to trim it, the fabric doesn't fray, and it gives it a nice even cut when you use your razor. See, this is the extra fabric that will be cutting off. Let me just put more underneath here. But you still want that fabric to get a lot of Mod Podge as well. And this fabric, once again, is from Pixie Dust Fabrics. This is one of her customs. Everyone's getting ready for Halloween. She has a website, and she also has a Facebook group. It's called Pixie Dust Fabrics. And when we're done with the tumbler and trimming everything, we'll be trimming the top and bottom with glitter from my company called Glitter Zoo that I also own with my sister Brandy, and my name is Tony. First time buyers for Glitter Zoo can always use code WELCOME for 10% off. Okay, let's work on this side now. Like I said, this fabric over here is going to be trimmed off, but you want a lot of Mod Podge on it as well, so when you trim it, the fabric doesn't fray, and you get a nice, clean cut. Okay, let's see. Do this down a little bit more underneath, I see. I don't want to get the fabrics too close together over here at this time, because when I trim it, I don't want them to be stuck together. So basically, I'll let this layer of Mod Podge that I just put on the first one, I'll let that dry until it's completely clear. You can see in some spots, it's already drying clear, but be very generous. This coat probably takes about, well, my craft room is about 75 degrees, so this dries in about 20 minutes. And then I can come in and do more coats, and then let that dry, and then do another coat. I will do at least 5 coats of Mod Podge on top of this before we trim. The next video, when I come back, we will be trimming straight seam, and we also will be trimming the bottom of the tumbler and the top, getting it ready for glitter over here and down here. Stay tuned for the next video.